Hi, my name is Reverend Dr. Marlon Bussey. I'm 66 years old, and I'm the pastor of St. James AME Zion Church in San Mateo. I've been the pastor at St. James for 12 years now. I received my first vaccine on January 29th. I'm out and about in the neighborhood a lot in my work as a minister, and I just felt like it was important for me to get inoculated. I just recently received my first vaccine, and like many other people, especially people of color, I was really concerned about the vaccine. I wasn't a fan. I had decided that I would wait until a few million people got vaccinated before I did. And then as I in my ministry began to hear stories of people who contracted COVID-19. And as I began to interact with people who often were around other people who had COVID, I just realized that it was really important for all of us to do all we can to protect not only ourselves, but to protect those that we love and those that we interact with. And so when I was eligible to receive the vaccine, I chose to go ahead and do that because I feel like it's the responsible thing to do. Like many other people, especially African Americans and other people of color, I was really skeptical about this vaccine. It was called Operation Warp Speed, and that by itself bothered me a lot. I didn't like the term warp speed because it sounded like they may have just been in a back room throwing something together. And I needed to do my own research. And I would suggest that everyone do their own research because what I found is that 20 years of previous research is what allowed the scientists to pull this vaccine together so fast. And then I attended webinars online so that I could learn information. I talked to people that I trusted within the medical field. And I think that if we all do that, we'll become more comfortable with the whole idea of being vaccinated against COVID-19. When I went to the event center, just a huge place. They had everything lined off the parking. You came in. There were lots of people directing you. You showed your ID. You never rolled down your window until it was actually time to get the vaccine. You showed your ID. You showed your appointment. And then you just drove through this maze until you got inside of a very large building, and they had, oh gosh, maybe, I don't know, 30, 40 different stations. Everything was just super organized, super simple, and it made you feel really, really safe. And so when the doctor or the nurse came to the window and asked the questions, it was at that point that you rolled your window down, told them which arm you wanted it in, and before you knew it, it was over. And then um, we went to an observation area and we waited for 30 minutes. They came and checked on us to make sure that we were okay before we left. It really was a very efficient and stress-free experience. I would really encourage everyone who can and who is eligible, and as you are eligible, to go and get vaccinated against this beast called COVID-19. If you have heard the stories that I've heard, and if you've been with the people that I've prayed for over the phone and ministered to family members who have lost people to COVID, 2, 3, 4, 5 members sometimes. It just helps you to understand the gravity of this virus. And it's important for us to not just care about what happens to ourselves or to our loved ones, but to our neighbors and our friends and even people we don't know, because it's easier than you think to be an asymptomatic carrier of a pretty deadly virus. And so I would just encourage you to please care enough about your fellow human being to get this vaccination as soon as you can. And I think that life will get a little bit more back to normal for all of us.